There's this guy who he was in this company, right? And the guy who introduced him to this specific company said, "This is going to be the thing that's going to absolutely radically shift and change your life. It's going to change your life. All you have to do is follow this simple three-step system, and it's going to change your life." So what the guy did was he said, "Okay, okay, okay." So he sat down with the guy in a Starbucks, right? And he sat down there with him. He pointed out step number one, step number two, and then step number three. He said, "Simple enough. I can do this." Right? So he started doing step number one. Then he started doing step number two. And then he did step number three. Hold that thought. He spoke to another gentleman. We'll call the first gentleman he spoke to, we'll call him Randy. Okay? John spoke to Randy and gave him this business opportunity. Randy did those three steps, remember? Now, John spoke to Jimmy. I will call him another name. Let's call him John spoke to Alf. John spoke to Alf and gave him the same three-step system. Alf did step number one, Alf did step number two, and Alf did step number three. Now, John showed Randy, and then he showed Alf. But here's the interesting thing. Randy and Alf had two different outcomes. Randy, none of the stuff that he did worked. Alf, on the other hand, he did step number one, it worked. He did step number two, it worked. Step number three, and the system just took off like a rocket. So Randy comes back to John, and Randy's like, "Yo, man, I did all these steps, and I still don't have this success in business like I wanted to. Man, this stuff doesn't work. It just don't work." He gets mad. He gets frustrated. But you know what? He doesn't give up, so he tries steps one, steps two, and steps three. He does it again. Right? And it doesn't work again. And even John is like, "You know what, Randy? Look at Alf over here. Alf is doing it, and he's making it happen. I don't understand. Let's take a look at those steps again." Still doesn't work. Randy gets frustrated. Randy quits, said that stuff like that doesn't work. What's the difference? See, here's the truth, guys. Most people have been taught that a specific system, whether it be a system for business, whether it be a system for workouts, whether it be a specific type of relationship, will change their life. And if they just have the system, then they get the results. Here is what I found along my journey, the absolute truth. Although the system does have a part in the success, but in the grand scheme of things, it's a small percentage compared to the 90+%, which is the individual. The system, the workout, the person, the place will not make you successful in that area. You do. That's what most people will not tell you. They tell you if, you just get the system, then you're going to work. That's not true. They're not telling you the truth. It's the individual. So what do I mean by this? Growing up as kids, we've all been, first of all, from our parents, we basically inherit 50% of the genes from our parents. 25% from each side, basically. The other 50% of our beliefs, our attitudes, our values, our behaviors is imprinted upon us through the developmental stages of our life. 0 to 7, maybe a little bit older. Those beliefs and values are literally imprinted upon us. So, and you carry that with you your entire life unless you put new beliefs, attitudes, behaviors onto your unconscious mind. So if you do not have the results that you absolutely want, most likely it's because there's an unconscious behavior going on that's not serving you. There's a belief or an attitude or a thought about the results. We'll say hypothetically, let's say for weight loss or fitness, right? Weight loss or fitness. Most people will have spent so much money on gym memberships, on pills, diet pills, late night infomercials, buying this new ab roller. They spend so much money on this stuff. Most of them don't even use it. And if they do use it, they stick with it for a day or two. And they stick for a day or two, they don't get the results. It's not the actual item. the whatever. It's not that. It's you. There's some belief or behavior going on behind the scenes that you consciously don't know about. That you don't know. Most people will not tell you this. All right? Now, do those things actually work? Yes. Am I a proponent for certain supplements? Am I a proponent for certain weight recruitment? Absolutely. Just like I'm a proponent for certain businesses. But to get the results that you really desire and want, there must be literally like a seismic shift in your thought. There must be a shift in your unconscious to get the result that you want. If that doesn't take place, then you won't have the end result. You won't have it. In the beginning stages of your brain, say from 0 to 7, what most scientists say, your brain is like this. It's just open. It's absolutely open. If you follow Bob Proctor, he talks about this, about the paradigms. Thoughts, beliefs, behaviors, attitudes, what you visually see, what you model, everything gets put into the brain. And after a certain age, they say 7 to 8 years old, literally it's like that lid, you have this, that lid just, it shuts. And then you have the conscious mind, the thinking mind, the rationalizing mind. That's what happens. But you think you're in control of your behavior. But what if I told you that you may not be? That really the beliefs, attitudes, behaviors, the insights, everything that's been imprinted upon your unconscious is one that's ruling your behavior. So all that to say, how does one change? How does one absolutely change, get the results that they want out of life? How to be happy, how to have the health, how to have the wealth. And this is coming from somebody who isn't a 10 out of 10 in every area. But something that I am discovering along my journey is you have to focus on shifting your unconscious. So here are some practical ways to do that. Reading biographies is one of the powerful things that you can do. The unconscious is altered through storytelling. That's why you love stories, and you still love stories now, because it makes you feel certain things. It gives you emotions. Emotions are in the unconscious as well. Storytelling, modeling, being around other people who have what you want. You actually see it, you feel it, you basically start calibrating to their level. If somebody is right here, wealth-wise, just by being around them, because you want to feel loved, it goes to you have two basic drives, survival and reproduction. According to evolutionary psychologists, is you will start calibrating and you will move up because you want to be loved and you want to survive. Being around those type of people, reading those type of books, biographies. So all this to say, this is something they should have taught us in school. The importance of how our brain actually works. And this is just the very, 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 this little tip of the iceberg here about how our brain works. If you're not getting the results that you want, it's because of this. It's because of this. And realize that it's a process. A lot of people tell you you can have this overnight. There's some instances where that happens, but it's a process. It's the constant chipping away at that sculpture, that ice sculpture. You know when they have an ice sculpture, it's literally like just a block of ice. You know that, right? It's like a big square block of ice. Big square block of ice. So in order to make it into a beautiful, magnificent swan or whatever kind of sculpture that you want, you have to start chipping away. Getting rid of all the excess that you don't need. And that's like the weeding out process of those old thoughts, behaviors, emotions that are not serving you. Is to start chipping away. Start chipping away at those and getting rid of them. Putting them in the wastebasket. Tying it up. Put it outside. And then the trash man come get it. So to have the results that I want, that you want, that we all want. Tony Robbins calls it constant and never-ending improvement in all his books. It is a daily process of continuously putting fresh thoughts into your brain, possibility, fresh belief, attitudes into your brain that will serve you. Because remember, like I was talking to my mother this morning, You didn't gain 100 pounds in 2 days. What makes you think you can lose it in 2 days? It's a process. It's an absolute process, guys. Saying to get what you want, you have to deserve what you want. That's one of the ways to deserve it. So a great way to stay positive along this journey is to focus on where you are and know where you are, and then know where you want to go. But also understanding that it's a day to day thing. It's the compound effect. It's the compound effect. Albert Einstein said the eighth wonder of the world is compound interest. It's not because it makes you rich in 1 year, but in 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years, you can see a little small investment exponentially rise into something magnificent. And that's the same way as how your life will be. Right? Realistically, how it'll go up, it'll go down. It'll go up just a little bit, then it'll go down even more. Then it'll go up just a little bit of that point, then it'll go down. But it's like this. Ebbs and flows, ebbs and flows, ebbs and flows. But what most people want is they want here to here, and they want a straight line, just like that. And what I found, that's not how this works. It's not how this works most of the time. Now there are instances where that does happen, but it's the constant improvement, constant working on yourself, the constant investment of putting fresh thoughts, beliefs, stories into your brain, reading biographies, going to seminars, understanding who you actually are as a person. As they say in Maslow's hierarchy, becoming self-actualized, becoming your greatest version. It's a process. It's a process. So, what I wish somebody would have told me when I was growing up, but I move forward now, is the importance of knowing who you are. The importance of personal development. The importance of self-education and not formal education. Self-education and formal education says formal education will make you a living, self-education will make you a fortune. And by fortune, that means not only monetarily, I mean in every area of your life. The things you were taught in school about health necessarily, for most people, are not serving them right now. If you want answers, you must absolutely seek them out. I guess there's a proverb in the Bible that says, whoever seeketh will find it. That's just how it is. And if you're in this video right now, it's because you were attracted to this video because you're searching for answers. Whoever seeketh will find it. We must seek out answers. Seek them out with a relentless pursuit, with a relentless attitude to become our greatest version. But then at the same time know that it's a process and just get better and better and better and better and better every single day. With all that said, carry this attitude with you of constant and never-ending improvement. Getting better every single day. How many pages of a book have you read today? How many audios have you listened to today? Which biography are you reading right now? How many mentors do you have? How many classes are you taking right now? How much money have you saved today, even if it's a nickel? Just getting better. They said, Travoy, just get better every day. Will Smith said this. He said in one of his interviews, I saw it on YouTube, talked about his dad, and there's this great wall they have to build. And his dad said, son, this is what you do is you start with just that one brick. And you make that the best looking brick, and you lay that brick down as best as you possibly can. Just that one brick. And then after that, the next time, or it'd be the next day, you add that another brick and you just lay it down as perfectly possible as you can. And if you continue that process over and over, you're going to have a great wall. You're going to have a building. What most people hang up on is they just look at the end result, which is great to be inspired, but they look at it as it looks too overwhelming. How can I even accomplish that? When in reality, your job is to focus on laying that perfect brick. So just get better every single day. Focus on becoming better. And I speak not only to you, but I speak to myself. That's one of the reasons why I create these videos, because it's a reminder. It's a reminder to myself to get better every single day. Just get better every day. Have a great day. Get better. Constant, never-ending improvement. Right? Share this. Pass this along to others. Share this with others, because as you do that, it'll get imprinted upon your own mind. It'll be a reminder for you as well. So thank you. Morning motivation. Happy Sunday. It's football Sunday. Cowboys and Giants play today. Big Cowboys fan here. But hope have a great day. Talk to you soon.